All right, today we're going to dive into a simple, but honestly, an incredibly powerful framework. It's designed to make any message you have, whether you're talking to one person or 1,000, truly connect and land with some serious impact. You know that feeling, right? We've all been there. You've done your homework, you know your stuff, but you can just feel it in the room. You're not getting through. It's like your words are just bouncing off a wall. And it's one of the most frustrating things for anyone who's trying to share something they believe in. Well, what if the problem isn't just what you're saying, but how you're saying it? Just imagine for a second a simple, memorable rhythm that completely shifts your focus from just dumping information on people to actually building a real connection with them. That's exactly what we're going to unpack.
And this framework, it's got a name that's as memorable and as warm as its method. It's called HUGS. It's an acronym, yeah, but it's also a rhythm, and maybe even a whole new way to think about how we communicate.
Now, I want you to pay close attention to the wording here. It's not a formula or a technique. It's a relational rhythm, and that is so intentional. It suggests something that flows, something natural, not a stiff, robotic process. The goal isn't just to be heard, It's to create a bond so strong that your message can actually be received and really take root. So, what are these 4 steps that make up this rhythm of connection? Okay, let's break down the H, the U, the G, and the S. And we're going to start with the one that really holds the entire thing together. Everything, and I mean everything in the HUGS framework, begins right here. This is the foundation. If you miss this first step, trust me, the rest of the structure is just not going to hold up. So H stands for heart. Before you even get into the what of your message, you absolutely have to answer the why. Why should your listener care? What problem, what feeling, what deep down question are you actually speaking to? You've got to connect what you're saying to their world first. This quote it gets to the core of it, doesn't it? You can have the most profound, the most well-researched truth in the world, but if your audience has no personal, emotional reason to listen, it will just bounce right off. The heart is the landing strip for truth. You got to clear it for landing first. So once you've connected with the heart, once you've given your listener a real reason to care, then you can start building the rest of the bridge. So let's move on to the U, the G, and the S, and see how this all comes together. The U stands for understand. This is all about empathy. It's about awareness. It's about doing the work to know who you're actually talking to. You can't just talk at people, you have to meet them where they are. And this is so crucial. Effective communication isn't about getting people to come over to where you are. It's about you going to them. What do they already believe? Where are they getting stuck? What old ideas might be blocking them from really getting the new one you're trying to share? Understanding this stuff, well, that's the bridge from just giving information to seeing real transformation. After you've connected with their heart and you understand where they are, it's time for the G. And G stands for give. This is about providing real, tangible value. So many messages fall into this trap of empty inspiration. It's all just fluff and feel-good ideas that kind of fade the moment you walk away. The HUGS framework demands that we provide usable wisdom, a practical step, a new way to think, a principle they can apply the second they're done listening. It's about the how, not just the what. And finally, we get to S for story. This is the step that wraps the entire message up and makes it, well, unforgettable. So why is story so powerful? Our brains are literally wired for it. Abstract principles are hard to remember, but stories stick. When we hear a great story, it can actually bypass our logical defenses and create a real empathetic connection. It takes that usable wisdom we just gave them and turns it into muscle memory. At the end of the day, story is how our hearts remember. Okay, so let's put all 4 of these pieces back together and really see how this rhythm works in practice. And here it is, the complete loop. You start with the heart, giving a reason to care. You understand your listener, meeting them where they are. You give them something practical and usable, and then you wrap it all in a story to make it stick. HUGS. It's a clear, powerful, repeatable rhythm. But maybe the most important thing to take away from all this is that HUGS is not a restrictive checklist. It's not. It's a mindset. It's a commitment to putting your listener first in every single part of your communication. It's a dynamic rhythm that's all about prioritizing that genuine connection above everything else. So as we wrap up, I want to leave you with this question.
Think about your work, your family, your community. What is one important message you really need to share? And how can you use this four-step rhythm, heart, understand, give, and story, to make sure it doesn't just get said, but that it truly, truly connects?